Hi everybody and welcome back to Buy the Dip, Hold the Rip, a Pokemon investing channel. My name is Mike and today's video is, I plan to do something else, but when I was going across the PokeTubes this week, right, it's the Pokemon market has always seemed pretty immature to me, and I just thought that with this being a new channel, I was gonna make a video on something else today, but I just kind of went on a tangent in my head while trying to prepare for this. And like I said, the topic of the video will be the immaturity of this space, and not just like on a personal level, right? Everybody's immature in their own ways in any space, in any type of investment sphere. But what's different about the Pokemon market, and maybe just the collectible market in general, this might even apply to crypto, is the reason why this space still has so many crashes and booms, right? Is because unlike the S&P or unlike the mutual funds in your 401k, it's a very immature space, and you can see this easily whenever you click on, a TRJ video, a Rudy video, a Pokechug video. And let's just say the three that I mentioned, they all cater to three different types of people. Yet, when you look in the comments, you see just the same, just space of people who have never invested in anything in their lives, and just kind of show the infancy of TCG market. And you know what? Maybe I don't belong here, okay? Maybe this space is not meant for me, and that's fine. But anyways, that's what this video is going to be about. I say all that to say this. That's what this video will be about. It's kind of like a tangent. So before we get into it, really, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on it. I know my last video, for being a brand new channel, it did pretty well. All right, let me just scratch myself on the back, pat myself on the back for that one. I made a lot of great points of why 2027 will be a massive Pokemon market crash. Please check it out. And I'm being serious, okay? Like those are all points that I did some due diligence researching. So check it out. Let me know what you think. And then on Sunday, I'll release a video of my case on why 2027 may hold another Pokemon market bull run. Right? And we'll see which one's true in the long term. So, today's, right? As I said, I'm going through videos, and you just read the comments, and it's just the bottom of the barrel, right? A lot of these comments. And I just jotted some stuff down and printed it out so I didn't forget. And let's just kind of go through them of why this market is so immature and still in its infancy, and it may never leave this stage because of the volatility of it, because of the people that it attracts. But let's go down through it, right? So the first thing that's like blaringly obvious in this hobby is recency bias and short-term thinking, right? I mean, you scroll down just comments, whether it be on Facebook, Instagram. I'm not a Reddit user, but YouTube. And everything is just like the recency bias is, and the short-term thinking, it's like a virus that everybody has in this space, right? Everybody attaches onto narratives that may be caused because of YouTube videos, or because of an Instagram post, or because Logan Paul does something right, or because whatever it is, right? Or the latest set, right? The latest set's always the best set. Tell me you haven't heard this, right? Ascendant Heroes, the best set ever. And then we get leaks for the 30th, right? Now the 30th. Oh my God, it's the best set ever. And now, and then, but you guys see it in the prices, right? These prices are astronomical these days. And then when the market does take a small dip like it's taking right now, it was still impossible there for about a month or a few weeks to get people to understand when you're trying to buy in the secondary market, like, bro, your Destined Rivals ETB is not worth $250 anymore. That day came and it's now gone, right? I would go on OfferUp, I would go on Facebook, and somebody would have a Destined Rivals ETB, regular ETB, $250. And I type up my little message, hey, would you take 200, right? And at this time, the market was, I think, like 220, right? Something around there. Hey, would you take $200, right? And they would, again, not reply. They would say, no low ballers, or I'll block you. They would say, 220, 215, right? Like, yeah, I know what I have. When it's obvious that Pokemon started to reprint these and we're going to get a lot of product. And that's that short-term thinking, that recency bias, that it just plagues the market because nobody wants to get rid of an Ascended Heroes. Oh my God. I can show you guys DMs of me asking people to buy an Ascended Heroes when the market price was 180. I would offer 170, right? Like $10. I have to go drive to their house, right? I should have been offering less. Drive to their house, pick it up from them. I'm wasting my time and they get money off of something that they probably paid $60 for, right? $70 for. And I offer 170 and these people are like 180, 185. I know what I have. I'm not wasting my time with these lowball offers. Anyways, I could keep going about that, but that's just an example of like something that has plagued the whole market. And to me, I feel like in a healthy market, especially collectibles, right? You have to build relationships with people, right? So like one of the people that I buy from most, that I have spent a lot of money with, is somebody who I met on Facebook or OfferUp, and he had prices for good products and they were like 85% during the boom, right? This was before the SPC, the prismatic SPCs went up to like 400 or whatever, right? And I noticed them on his page for like 275, I think. And at this time, the market was like 300, 315. And I reached out to him and I said, hey, can I come pick up, a case, right? Or how many ever? And he said, sure. And I drove up and I thought in my head, wow, I'm getting a good price. He probably bought them for 80 or 90 a piece or whatever, 120 a piece. And he sold them to me. And you know what was nice? He was on time. I was on time. Nobody flaked. I didn't show up. He didn't offer me, an upscale price, nothing. I said, $275 per? He said yes. So I bought a few from him. And it was that easy. And because it was that easy, and because I was that simple or that good of a customer, then when the next thing came up, right, we built a relationship. And now if he has something that I want at a good price, I just text him, hey man, can I come pick whatever up? Yep, meet at the same place. And we meet at the same place, we pick up, it takes 5 minutes, right? It's to the point where if I'm buying something good, like, or expensive, and he's busy, he'll send his wife, right? Because he knows that I have kids, I have a wife, he has kids, he has a wife, we make a connection, right? It's all part of networking and kind of not being too greedy and not overdoing it, and that's what I think we need more of. And it's on us, right? It's not on us to depend on other people to do it. We have to do it. We have to be nice to each other and then just build more connections with each other. And at the end of the day, that's part of maturing in this hobby, right? Anyways, the next one, okay, is the FOMO and the herd mentality. right? I'll probably make a different video just on this, but FOMO and herd mentality, it kind of goes hand in hand. And I think the most recent or like obvious examples of this is the Destined Rivals ETB, right? If you bought them at 300, listen, man, I'm not going to beat you up about it, right? If that's you, because you don't lose money until you sell. Okay, remember that. You don't lose money on that Destined Rivals ETB unless you sell it for less than 300 that you bought it at, okay? I didn't, right? But I don't beat up anybody who did. Because at the end of the day, if you are a true investor, then you haven't lost anything yet, right? So that, and then let's say you bought a prismatic SPC at 400, right? Same thing. If you believe that it's going to be a $1,000 box in the future, a $1,500 box in the future, then if you paid 400 for it, who cares, right? But when the FOMO gets so much that you look at some videos, you look at some comments, you meet some people, and these conversations are just like, you know what, I'll start putting some pictures up on the screen for this one. Because more than ever now, you know, like the Facebook groups that I'm in, or the Facebook groups that get recommended to me, are filled right now. Filled with people who are selling their collections, parts of their collections, just so many, like more than during the biggest part of the bull market. There are people selling their stuff right now. Now, they might need their money. I'm not here to judge them. But a healthy investor in a healthy market does not spend all of their money or spend so much money on cards and sealed product, on anything that they then have to go put it back up for sale because they might be in a money pinch, or because they might need money for the 30th anniversary, or to invest in the Hobbit Magic set, or to invest in Power World or One Piece, or like, oh man, it's bad. Again, this is another topic I can go on and on and on about. But guys, the herd mentality, and you know, the Hobbit Magic set might be part of that herd mentality. There might be a lot of people spending a lot of money on it, and then it may or may not be a good investment. Same thing with the 30th anniversary, Delta Rain. These might be sets that get crushed by reprints over time, and the people that go the heaviest in it at the beginning expect it to rise 2, 3, 4x. Those people might be hurt the hardest. So don't be one of those people. Right now, I have said in my last couple of videos, I am pretty much exclusively just buying Destined Rivals right now. And that's it. And I'm fine with whatever price it may jump to or drop to in the next year, as long as I buy my share. So right now it's like 500 a box, and I'm buying them as I can. But as much as I want a set amount of these booster boxes and ETBs, right now I'm having, my wife's due to have a kid in a couple of weeks. Along with, it's our second one, right? So we have the toddler, we have dogs. Like I said in my other video, right? I'm blessed to have all this stuff. Cars that need maintenance, a house that needs maintenance, right? I have a house, okay? I'm a 1% a millionaire, right? That's what everybody says now. If you have a house in today's day and age, you're a millionaire. Guess what? I'm not. I'm not some rich dude, okay? We have dogs that, for some reason, everybody needs to go to the doctor and the vet at the same time. The dog needs to go to the vet. The baby needs to go to the pediatrician. My wife's due any week now. The cars, because it's so hot these days, like 107 degrees it's supposed to be this weekend. The car's breaking. The cars need maintenance, right? And I do the maintenance, most of the maintenance on the car, right? So I have my hands going everywhere, all around. A Destiny Rivals booster box, as much as I want one right now, I'm probably not going to buy one. Because I have a lot of things going on. And then I also told my local card shop that I would pick up some Hobbit stuff from them, right? Not a lot. Again, not a lot. But I did tell them that I would pick up like a gift bundle, a draft box, right? So I already have some money set aside for the cards and stuff. And just because I love how the Destin Rivals ETB, I mean, guys, these are home run products, the ETBs and the booster boxes. Just because I want one so bad right now. Guess what? It's going to have to wait, right? And could I miss out on something? Sure. What if Destin Rivals booster boxes hit $300 in the next month, and I can't buy them for the next month, and the next time I go to buy one, they're all the way back up at $450, right? Okay, so be it, right? Then when they're $450 and I have money to buy again, then I just go buy a $450 Destin's Rivals booster boxes, right? And then if they go back up to $500, I buy one at $500. But guess what? They could hit lower prices in the next month, and then when it's ready for me to buy, the prices might be even lower. I don't know. I don't care, because I'm an investor. I'm not a short-term speculator. So I'll leave that point right there and move on. I mean, I kind of already said this, right? The impatience, right? Everybody's so impatient, okay? I don't have to cover anything more about that. I mean, this is one of the worst ones probably. Everybody feels the need for being right, guys. Yeah. Read a comment section without somebody who is in dire need for validation, or who you can tell is probably in some toxic relationships where they never get a word in, or where they're never felt like they're being heard or like they are right about anything. Okay, these people are just non-stop, or just like feel like they have to walk in a YouTube, in somebody's comment section on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and make a statement that may be hurtful to somebody else, or that's just disrespectful, right? And because they feel like they need to be right about something. It's just the most immature stuff I've ever seen. And a lot of it is like, oh, I bought this product and it's up 200%. You bought a Destin Rivals booster box and it's down 20%. Who cares? At the end of the day, you know something my grandma always told me, my dad always told me, my mom always told me, when I'm in my time in the Navy, that my mentors told me, that I never understood until I started to achieve some type of success, like in my life, like in my work life, finance life, relationship life. You know what? A good piece of advice, maybe the best piece of advice that they all gave me at different points in my life that I never understood until I learned it for myself, was just worry about yourself. At the end of the day, just worry about yourself. If you see your favorite YouTuber and they bought a Destin's Rival box at 500, or they told you to buy an ETB at 300, and at that same time, let's say you bought what's something that's performed well lately, like I don't know, take your pick, right? Go on your Shiny app or your Collector app and look at the highest percentage gain you've gotten in the last couple of months. How else do I? Just good for you, man. Or girl. Like, you have there's no need, no reason for you to go in somebody else's comment section and be negative or be nasty, or talk to somebody else, reply to somebody else's comment and be negative because you thought that they made a bad play. Who cares? Like, how immature is that? Who cares? If I look at every neighbor around this neighborhood and I ask them what they bought their house for, who cares? Right? Somebody asked me recently, how much is your house worth? I don't know. Oh, you don't like, you never go on Zillow? No, I don't. I don't care. You know what my house is worth to me? It is a place where I have all my stuff. It's a shelter over me, my wife, my soon-to-be 2 kids, my dogs that I love to death, my vehicles, my that's what it means to me. A place where I make memories, a place where I do stuff, where I don't just sit on my phone all day and look at the price of sealed product or cards go up and down and speculate on this way. No, this is a house where I make memories. We have pictures up. We do stuff. I go on YouTube and find out how to install a baseboard and crown molding and how to paint and had great times here. What's it worth? I don't know. Could I go on and check and say, oh my God, it's worth X amount of dollars right now? I could. Who cares? Am I going to sell it tomorrow? No. So why does it matter? Am I going to refinance it? No. So who cares? Why does it matter? Anyways, again, that's something that just kind of irks me and shows the immaturity of the space. All right, let's go on to the next one. Tribalism, guys. This is like, here's the thing: is everything on this list I keep saying is like the most immature part of this collector or investor space or speculator space. Who, at the end of the day, right? Again, who cares if you like the cards in prismatic evolution? Does the market ever, do you get a call ever from the market saying, hey, what do you think about the set list of prismatic evolutions? I've never got that call. You never got that call. Nobody's opinion has ever been taken into consideration when TCG markets, when TCG player markets update, when eBay sold listings update, and we create new market prices for any product. If a product is S tier or A tier, even if you don't believe it is, but if the market says it is, just buy some and be quiet. You don't have to tell anybody, right? I like, guess what? Here's a hot take, right? But it's not a hot take because it's my opinion. It's what I like. I like black bolt and white flare more than I like prismatic evolutions. Like, but that's subjective, right? That's what I like more. But do I still have the same amount of prismatic as I do black bolt white flare? By volume, yes, right? Because I think the black bolt white flare have a lot of the the heavy hitters, which takes up more space. So by volume, they're in the same, like, they take up the same amount of space volume wise. But I think in money, right, because prismatic was much more expensive for longer than when I started buying black bolt white flare, I have more money in prismatic, even though the cards just, they don't really do anything for me. I have zero, I have no willingness or want at all, zero, to open any prismatic. But I respect it, right? Because I know that it is an S tier set. EVs and the EV evolutions are like some of the most loved Pokemon, and those cards are so expensive. It's just gonna do well long term, right? And there's no, again, you don't have to like it, but you will respect it. And something that took me a long time to understand is that is the same about Destined Rivals. As a set, I don't think it's that strong. Compared to all the other booster boxes in the Scarlet and Violet era, it's the best, right? Which is kind of one of the things that it has going for it. Plus, it's a Team Rocket set. But my first couple times looking at that set, like the set list, I'm like, this is not great at all. It's good, and you just like, it's good, I guess. And then you compare it to other stuff in Scarlet and Violet, and you go, okay, I see, compared to the class that it is graduating with, it is top tier. And it is a Team Rocket set. but I still, but you just gotta respect it. So don't be tribal. Don't say because I don't like X or Y set, I'm not gonna buy any, because I'm telling you guys, it's not gonna do well long term. It's gonna do well long term. Destined Rivals will do so well long term. That's why I'm going into it, right? Like I did my allocation of Prismatic. I have my allocation of Black Bolt White Flare. Next, I'm doing my allocation of Destined Rivals, and it's gonna perform really, really, really well. It may perform better than everything else that I have at the moment. Maybe not, but there's a good possibility. So yeah, don't be tribal. Also, that Cynthia's Garchomp in Destined Rivals, guys, it almost here's part of the tribalism thing, right? It's almost objective to me, right? It's not even my opinion anymore. I think everybody can kind of come to the same conclusion, right? That Cynthia's Garchomp, the SIR, is so much better than the Mewtwo. Like the Mewtwo SIR from Destin is like so underwhelming. But here's the thing, right? Do I ever think that the Cynthia's Garchomp will be worth more than the Mewtwo? No, that's dumb. Why would it ever be worth more than a card of Giovanni and Mewtwo? It's not going to be. But do I like it more? Absolutely. It's such a great artwork. It tells a story. It does such a good job of combining the trainer with the Pokemon while also kind of telling a story, right? With the, you have the ground that's like being, like demolished, and then you have the stands and the Friday night lights, right? It's just with the Jumbotron. Oh, so good. But I know that will never be the main chase in that set, and that's okay. That's great, actually, because it'll be a cheaper card, and I'm actually thinking about buying a few right now that it's only like a couple $100, but that's another video for the future. And last, this kind of goes hand in hand with FOMO, and that's the need for constant action. It's just people always want to be doing something. And I saved this point for last because it is the kind of the one that means most as far as the most important habit that we all need to drop, right? Everyone needs to be selling, buying, grading, just liking stuff, reposting stuff, giving their opinion on this, that, or the other. Guys, Pokemon investing is a wonderful thing. It's something that you can look at, you can stare at, you can read, you can something shiny you can collect, but it is not more important than your everyday life. Go outside, take a walk. Right? You know what I'm gonna do right now? I'm gonna go get my haircut after this, and I'm gonna see my barber. I've known her for like 6+ years now. I'm gonna ask her about her life, her kids. She's gonna ask me about my life. How's my wife doing? And we're gonna laugh at a couple of jokes. She's gonna cut my hair. She does a great job. And then like I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna take my wife to go see probably Spider-Man in 4D. Right? We've never been to a 4D theater. So it'd be cool to see the new Spider-Man in 4D. And I'm going to hold her. And I'm going to kiss her in public. And I'm going to do stuff that teenagers don't like to see. Right? And that my own son doesn't. Well, he's too young to care. But anyway, you get where I'm going, right? Just enjoy life. Get out. There's no constant need to always be speculating in this and trying to squeeze every last dollar out of every card, and I have to do this, and I just messaged 15 people on Marketplace, and I need to go pick it. Stop. If you're a single guy, go to the mall. Okay, go to a Marshall's and say good morning to somebody, to a pretty young lady. Okay, go to I don't know, the mall, and go somewhere and tell a girl she looks nice today. Don't be weird, okay? Just somebody that looked nice today. If you're a girl, tell a guy they have a cool car, right? Like that's the stuff that we care about, right? Oh, wow, I love your car, right? I like your haircut, right? Just get out. Just every hour of every day does not need to be spent looking at your collector app, looking at your shiny app on eBay, on this, on that. Spend some time with people you love. And if you don't have anybody that you can go hang out with or that wants to be around you, then Pokemon is not what you should be worried about right now. You should be worried about making connections with real people in real life. It's nice to be in a Discord with people who you joke with, who you play a video game with during the week. You need to get out of the house and build real relationships. And you know what? If that relationship is going to your card shop and playing Pokemon or Magic or whatever, that's good. That's awesome. Do that. Right? Do I? No, but I don't knock anybody for doing what they like to do. My neighbors come by and they see me digging into the engine bay of my car and they think I'm crazy. Like, dang, this guy's cars are always broken. He's always fixing one of his cars. He's always doing this or he's always doing that. But you know what, guys? I don't even necessarily enjoy fixing my cars, but it's something that it's almost like a duty that I feel like I should do, and that after I'm done fixing a car and I turn the key and it goes vroom vroom and it runs better than it ever has, I feel a great joy in that, right? Some pride in that. You know, and like I said, it doesn't have to be that for you. It can be anything. But you know, you just see these videos of people online or you read comments and some people just really are not happy. And I may not be all smiles all the time. You may find me, I may be, like not looking the best or feeling the best. But having a few moments of that, of not feeling the greatest, is okay. But when you see people or people, you work with people or people may come into where you work and they are always mad. Or they're always look like they haven't showered or like they're wearing the same clothes every day of the week for every time you see them. That is not okay. All right. And it's definitely not okay if you're spending that time where you should be enjoying life. Again, trying to buy a card or trying to go wait 2 days in line just so you can get an Ascended Heroes Focus Fighters pack. Anyways, that's it. Sorry if I went on too long. But guys, the Pokemon hobby, the Pokemon investing hobby is so cool. It's so fun. There's just so many different avenues of immaturity that kind of plague this hobby, and maybe always will plague this hobby, and that's fine. But maybe they won't. Maybe you weed out some of those tendencies in the long run, and maybe the longer the hobby is going and the more popular it gets, who knows? Maybe you weed out, the weakest, and only the strongest, smartest survive here. Maybe not. Either way, guys, thank you for watching. Please, again, like, subscribe, comment, anything you can, guys. On Sunday, I will make the part 2 of kind of that series I was doing, right? Again, my last video is telling you guys why next year will be a Pokemon Crash. And then what I'll do on Sunday is the part 2 on my reason why 2027 has a chance to be a bull run. But we'll see. We'll have fun with it because that's what we do here. So take care, guys. Thanks for watching.